Israel is at war, with Hamas reportedly launching a massive sneak attack on Israel that's invaded the country via land, air, and sea. And they've reportedly captured and are occupying several cities in Israel and have been killing civilians in those cities. With Israel saying at least 100 Israelis have been killed so far and at least 1,000 are injured, with those numbers expected to grow. There have also been reports that at least 100 Israelis have been kidnapped and are being held as hostages, some of which have allegedly been brought back to Gaza, with Hamas reportedly threatening to execute them. And this, as reports say, that more than 5,000 rockets have been fired at Israel. Hamas also claimed it captured senior Israeli officials, including a former general, and all of this has been described as a very sophisticated attack. And notably, the timing of all this is that we're looking at the 50th anniversary of the Yom Kippur War, with Israel promising a biblical response and adding that Hamas has opened the gates to hell. So follow to stay in the loop.
They are reporting as many as 800 rockets have been fired at Israel in this attack this morning. Again, over 800 rockets have been fired at Israel this morning. Everything has been overwhelmed. There are buildings burning, apartment buildings hit, shopping areas. There all kinds of places have been hit in and around Israel this morning. There is very, very limited amount of videos coming.
All right, now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 8. And it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. Shalom to you brothers out there that are laboring, enduring the elements, making your body a living sacrifice, trying to seal the elect, making your call and election assured, seeking out your own salvation, as well as you sisters that are learning, listening, applying, being obedient to your husband. Shalom, shalom, all right? So brother Zachariah come back to you with another lesson. And we're going to go into, I had a lesson, a couple of lessons actually that I wanted to do, but through the Spirit, something happened over in Israel today, so it kind of like reverted, put everything on the back burner, and I wanted to focus on this because, this is a hot topic right now. And if you're new in the faith, I'm going to go ahead and go into a few things about Amalek in his past and who Amalek is so that we know, okay? Because many people may not know who he is, especially if you're new coming into the faith, and I'm going to bring some things, give you some clarity and understanding of who he is, what he has done, and why the things are happening over there the way they are, all right? Yes.
I'm you.
What's that?
I'm a little black girl. I'm hiding.
Okay, go ahead now. But it's kind of crazy how the things take place right after Israel announced, it was close to a historic peace treaty with Saudi Arabia, which I have the article. All right, so just give me a second as I get it pulled up. And Salakia for that. You're gonna see a bunch of crazies walking around and stuff. Sometimes you gotta watch your back because people are crazy out here. All right. So just give me a second as I get this pulled up here real quick. All right, I got this article here, and it says what a Saudi-Israeli deal could mean for the Palestinians. Okay, it says Biden must push Netanyahu to forgo annexation of the West Bank. All right, and this was back on the 2nd of October. It says Israelis may be preoccupied with the bitter battle over controversial judicial reforms proposed by the government of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. All right, if I'm saying his name right. But other radical effort is getting much less attention. Members of Netanyahu's far-right cabinet seek nothing less than the de facto annexation of the West Bank. If they get their way, it could have a profound effect on the democratic nature of Israel and on the stability of the Middle East. When Netanyahu brought two extreme ultra-nationalist parties, the religious Zionist Party and the Jewish Home Party, into his ruling coalition, he effectively handed control of his government to two ideologies, Itamar Ben Gvir, if I'm saying his name right, who was Minister of National Security, and Bezalel Smotrich, I don't know, who is Finance Minister, but who has also been given a special role in Defense Ministry for them curbing the dependence of Israel's judiciary. I don't know. It's just one way, I'll bet an important one, to facilitate their real agenda, okay? The creation of a Jewish state from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea by settling much of the West Bank, snuffing out Palestinian national aspirations, okay? And in the words of Smotrich, encouraging the Palestinians to relocate to other Arab countries, including neighboring Jordan, okay? So there's more on this, but I just wanted to read a little bit of that, you know, and, you know, you don't think the Palestinians don't like that, you know, are they gonna take a, you know, kindly to that, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff going on. But, you know, like I said, they're trying to have these peace treaties. They talking peace, peace, peace. And we know what the scripture says about that. When they talk about that, they begin to talk about that peace and safety and stuff. All right. So I want to pull up another quick precept. We're going to go to the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 3. All right. Just give me a second as I get it loaded up. Okay. And it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So all hell breaking loose over there with them. You know what I'm saying? You know, according to the, you know, we've been seeing video footage and stuff, which we know things can be altered, and they could also exaggerate. You know, I've heard different amounts of people that have been killed. I've heard certain different types of amounts of missiles being shot over there. You know, so you don't know what to take. But like I said, we bring it out, we show the report, and we filter it through the scriptures. But, you know, we're not saying, like, we're not going to say exactly how many have been shot over there or how many people have been killed. We're just going off of, you know, what the articles may say, but we also filter it through the scriptures, okay?
Which Israel has not seen in 50 years, almost to the day to that Yom Kippur War in 1973, which also caught Israel by surprise on a holiday. Today is a holiday, technically, at Simchat Torah. Also catching Israelis by surprise, 6:30 a.m. is when this started, a barrage of rockets coming from Gaza towards Israel, and it has not stopped since that hour. We have seen now thousands of rockets fired, including as far as where we are in Jerusalem. We've had at least 5 air raid sirens sending us into the shelters. We've heard multiple explosions in the air over Jerusalem. The same has been said for Tel Aviv as well as southern Israel. But even more alarming are these ground infiltrations. The Israeli military has confirmed that dozens, if not more, militants have infiltrated Israel from Gaza. We've seen videos of them on the backs of pickup trucks on the streets of Israeli villages, and as well as we know from the Israeli military that they are currently actively engaging in firefights with militants on the streets of several villages, as well as 2 army bases, as well as the border crossings. We have heard harrowing tales from Israeli civilians who are hiding in their safe rooms, in their bomb shelters, in their houses. They say that militants are firing just outside their door, trying to enter their homes. We do have reports of captured and or killed Israeli soldiers and civilians. We do not have that confirmed yet from the Israeli military, but we have seen videos that Reuters has published of what appears to be at least 1 tank and an Israeli soldier being taken out of that tank by Palestinian militants. And in addition, we have seen videos, and our own team in Gaza has seen Israeli military vehicles being brought into Gaza. Even the emergency services, MADA, Magen David Adom, says one of their ambulances has actually been taken into Gaza. The latest numbers on casualties we have in Israel. We do not know numbers of soldiers or police officers killed, although we have heard from the police that there are casualties. In terms of what the hospitals and the emergency services are saying, they're saying at least 22 killed, something like 545 injuries so far, and we are only in hour 6. To give you a sense of the scale, so far we know at least 2,000, likely more because that number is from about an hour ago, rockets have been fired from Gaza into Israel. In that war in 2021 that lasted 11 days, it was something like 4,300 rockets for that entire period. So we're only in hour 6 and we're already reaching that record in terms of number of rockets. But what is most alarming is these infiltrations. The Israeli military is saying some of them actually came by air.
Right, so now you got, you know, as you've seen in those video clips I've just shown, you know, there's a lot of war. You know, the that's going on over there. They're talking about during the time of war, which, I brought that out in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, but, you're going to get articles, you're going to hear a lot of things. And like I said, us through the Spirit, we're going to bring it out, because this is what the scripture says here. And I'm going to bring out the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and I'm going to start at the 6th verse. And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So you will hear of wars. Just because everything's being televised don't mean that it's, they're saying there's war, don't mean that it's an actual war. It's just a rumor of war. But then there's also going to be wars as well. So we're not going to be ignorant of these things. What we do is we don't leave no stone unturned. We're going to cover it all, and we're going to filter it through the scriptures. Again, Matthew 24 and verse 6, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. So we're not going to be troubled. We're not panicking, running around, going crazy. No, we're not troubled. We want these things to come. Some of us, when we in our prayers, we pray for these things to come. Because like I said, I'm going to bring it out who they are and what they have done to the children of Israel. Okay. All right. So it says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. See, these things must come to pass. Okay. All right. But the end is not yet. Okay. So the end is not yet. All right. Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation. Okay. You got Israelis against the Palestinians. That's that's nation against nation. So the Bible is on point. This is why I said we filter it through the scriptures. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And we're seeing all that as well. I got a lesson I'm going to be putting together about famine. There's a lot of new articles coming out on that. So I'm going to touch on that again. I've done countless lessons on famine. And we're going to just keep bringing it out. This truth is repetitive. You just keep bringing it out and bringing it out. You know what I'm saying? You might have somebody that's just now tuning in, okay? And they might not have been able to have access to some of your newer content. So it's good to keep covering it, so they can tap into your newer lessons where you're still talking about the same matter, okay? And like I said, there's always new articles coming out on it and everything, because famine is going to come. You're going to get a famine of food and water. You're going to get a famine of the word too, All right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into some articles real quick. And like I said, I got more video clips and more information and stuff that I'm going to bring out. Okay. All right. And I got this article here, and it's the Times of Israel, okay? And it says, Israel at war, 22 killed. Hamas claims to capture soldiers, civilians in huge attack. And it says over 70 seriously wounded and unprecedented infiltration from Gaza. Many gunmen attacking homes in South. Thousands of rockets fired at South. Central Israel, and it says reservists called up. All right, and like I said, this article came out today because this is like breaking news. This is happening over there as we speak. All right. Before I go into the next article, I want to pull up Hamas so that we can get an understanding of who that is. Okay. Just give me a second as it get pulled up. Like I said, my data's a little low, so it's moving kind of slow on here. It's supposed to renew sometime tonight, but unfortunately right now, me out here doing a lesson, it's still moving slow. All right, and it says, I went to this one article, and it just says, what is Hamas? And it says, the Palestinian armed group has struggled to govern Gaza, yet it remains committed to resisting Israel and unlikely to reconcile with Palestinian leadership in the West Bank. All right. And then here it says Hamas is a militant movement in one of the Palestinian territories, two major political parties. It governs more than 2 million Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, but the group is best known for its armed resistance to Israel. Dozens of countries have designated Hamas a terrorist organization. I bet they do, though some apply this label only to its military wing. All right, Iran provides it with material and financial support because Iran can't stand Israel either. Okay, and Turkey reportedly harbors some of its top leaders. Its rival party Fatah, which dominates the Palestinian Liberation Organization (PLO) and rules in the West Bank, has renounced violence. The split in Palestinian leadership and Hamas' unwavering hostility towards Israel has diminished prospects for stability in Gaza. Okay, and you know, ever since those people went over there to the land, you know, which we call them the small hats. You know, we have different terms for them because, you know, like you have to be careful about certain words because they trigger words. So we come up with slang and everything. That's how we communicate amongst each other. But we use those, and we also we teach our people, you know those things. So when we say it, you know who we talking about. You know, because you say certain words, they try to strike your channels and stuff. So we try to be very mindful of that and be very careful. But that's who the Hamas is, okay? And they are against Israel, you know, and that's why they're constantly at war and attacking them. All right, but you know, of course, they're going to portray them as the bad guy because no one seems to care or even look at what Israel has been doing. Okay, they have done things to the nation of Israel, which we are the Israelites, and they've done stuff to us. And like I said, I got information I'm going to bring out on that. Okay. But before I do, we're going to continue on, all right? And this is another article pretty much talking about the last one, but it says Netanyahu says Israel is at war as Palestinian militants launch surprise air and ground attack from Gaza.
אזרחי ישראל, אנחנו במלחמה, לא במבצע, לא בסבבים, במלחמה. הבוקר חמאס פתח במתקפת פתע רצחני נגד מדינת ישראל ונגד אזרחיה. אנחנו בתוך זה משעות הבוקר המוקדמות. כינסתי את ראשי מערכת הביטחון. הנחיתי קודם כל לטהר את היישובים מהמחבלים שחדרו פנימה. הפעולה הזאת מתבצעת בשעות הללו. במקביל הוריתי לבצע גיוס מילואים נרחב ולהשיב מלחמה שערה בעוצמה ובהיקף שהאויב לא הכיר. האויב ישלם מחיר שהוא לא ידע כמותו. אני קורא בינתיים לכל אזרחי ישראל להישמע בקפדנות להנחיות הצבא, להנחיות פיקוד העורף. אנחנו במלחמה ואנחנו ננצח בה.
Okay, so also remember there is division amongst them in the land of Israel because, you know, a lot of the people, like I said, there was a clash between the people there in Israel over and I read some of that stuff earlier about Netanyahu and how like I said, there's a clash. He done brought in some people with these two different parties with different ideologies, and the people there are feeling some kind of way. So there've been a lot of protests and rioting out there. So, you know, you have all that happening as well. So they was actually wanting him to be booted out, you know, and I believe they still do, you know. Who knows? He might actually be allowing that attack to happen because there's a division amongst the people there, you know, and they feel some kind of way about him. So I wouldn't be surprised about that. All right. But, you know, like I said, there's a division amongst them in the land of Israel, and we know what the Bible says about a divided nation, okay? Which I got those precepts I'm going to pull up here and read them to you because, like I said, this can explain why all that's happening, you know, and more, all right? But you got to understand when a nation is divided, it cannot stand, all right? And just like when you look at the history of us Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when we were together and when we were a nation, you know what I'm saying, we were together, but then there was a split, you know, after King Solomon died. And when that split happened, you know what I'm saying, it caused a division amongst us. So what happened after that? We fell as a people. We fell as a nation, okay? And that's why, you know, that's a heavy thing. When and Yahweh is clear on that, you know, a nation divided cannot stand. All right, why you think Yahweh Shah before he left, he told the people let brotherly love continue. Okay, You know, stop all that division and stuff. You know, you cannot stand, man, when you're divided. All right. Of course, in truth, though, because now more than ever, you know, a lot of, you know, so I'm not saying like all of us come together, you know, us as Israelites, because you got those that are outside of this truth, you know, and that's your 2/3 and stuff like that. All right. So, you know, not saying that. All right. But us that are in this truth, you know, teaching the same doctrine, which is the doctrine of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. This ain't the doctrine of no specific camp or nothing like that. It's the doctrine of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, okay? And that's so we need to put respect on their names, all right? They give this knowledge and truth to us. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, and I'm gonna read, start at verse 25, and it says, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand," okay? And then it says, actually, hold on, wait a minute. All right, Salakia for that. I started at verse 25. I needed verse 24. I knew I was missing something. I kept looking at it. All right, Mark 3, and I'm going to start at verse 24 and read down to 26. All right, it says, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." All right, verse 25, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand." Now, verse 26, and it says, "And if Satan rise up against Satan himself and be divided, he cannot stand but half an end." Okay, and that's all that's really going to happen over there, man. It's going to be an end to the nation of Israel, and I'm talking about them over there, the small headers, not us, because we got next. We got next, and a lot of us in this truth, man, we're coming back together, you know, of course, in truth, and these devils don't like that, you know. All right, and I got another precept here that I want to read on that matter. This is Matthew chapter 12, and I'm going to read verse 25, and it says, "And Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand." So he's saying the same thing, okay? And what are you seeing over there? Destruction. You're seeing buildings being hit, houses being, they said apartments were being hit, you know, people are being shot at, being shot too, you know, and kidnapped and all kinds of stuff, being brought to desolation, okay? So like I said, the Bible is on point, man, and these are the words of Yahushua, man, telling you that they'll be brought to desolation. All right, so moving on, Yahweh doesn't love them, man. He doesn't love them, because not only are they Edomites, but they are Amalek, okay? And Amalek is the grandson of Esau, all right? And like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it, because we'll be here all day. But you know, when you go into the scriptures and you look at the genealogy of Esau, Amalek was the grandson of Esau, all right? And this is who they are. Those people in the land today, they're Amalekites, okay? And so they are Edomites, but they're also, you know, there's that separation, because, you know, they try to keep themselves kind of separate, and you can see why. Because really, they're like the chief house of Esau right now. You know, they're your elite bankers, a lot of them. Those are your Amalekites. When you look at the movie directors, these movie companies, the porn industry, all that, it's ran by Amalekites. The music industry, okay? And that was one of my reasons I jumped out. You know, when you look at these labels, and they'll put certain faces, they'll put Jake up there and like they're running the company, but really behind it is some old wrinkly Amalekite looking dude, man. And he's an Amalekite. You look at the history, you look at his nationality, it's gonna tell you. You know, he's a Amalekite, man. It won't say the word Amalekite, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Them people over in that land, you know. But they run all the music labels, and I'm thinking like, man, when you read the scriptures and it talks about how the Israelites will be poor, they're going to be trodden down as a people, and these people are not trodden down. Yeah, they're being attacked over there, and that's another thing, because, and a brother was bringing it out, which I didn't get the precepts on that, but I'm gonna tell you, the scripture says that when the Israelites will be back in their land, there will be peace on earth. It'll be peace in that land, okay? And what do you see over there? Ever since they've been over there, it's been nothing but war, okay? And so that's a big point when you bring that out. Why is there war when it's supposed to be peace? Okay? And they can't answer that because they know they're not the people. They know they're not, man. All right? But yeah, but those, they are the Amalekites, okay? But those Amalekites play a key role in the funding of slave ships and that held the children of Israel, okay?
New World Jewry. It's by S.B. Liebman and the American Jewish Historical Society. He wrote about those who owned and manned the ships, the perpetrators of this mass human cruelty and murder. Quote, they came with ships carrying African blacks to be sold as slaves. The traffic in slaves was a royal monopoly, and the Jews were often appointed as agents for the crown in their sale. They, the Jews, were the largest ship chandlers in the entire Caribbean region, where the shipping business was mainly a Jewish enterprise. The ships were not only owned by Jews, but were manned by Jewish crews and sailed under the command of Jewish captains.
The Holocaust is big business because Germany so far has given the Jews, I think, at least $200 billion. So it's big business. And some of you are still getting $1,000 a month. And a lot of people don't know this. And then people don't realize who brought the slaves to America. They were Jewish ships.
Wait a minute. That's a whole nother thing. Let's take a break, because what the issue that we're talking about today is whether or not there was a Holocaust. We'll talk about slavery and who brought them here later. We'll be back up this. I'm not going to let you go now.
In some of the statistics. However, they also were not teetotalers and abolitionists who were opposed to any form of slavery at all. Jews participated in proportionate numbers in both slave trading and in slave owning, especially in some of the Caribbean islands. In fact, if you go to Suriname, they have a beautiful synagogue there that's been preserved with a sand floor and beautiful declarations. You'll also notice a lot of the street names are named after Jewish families that were prominent plantation owners there, but they owned slaves. And if you know anything about the slavery experience in the sugar plantations in Suriname and in Curacao, it was the most brutal, awful slavery you could imagine. Amputating limbs, working the slaves to death, not even bothering to feed them or care for them in any way, because they were cheap to just import more. I mean, it really was some of the worst experiences of slavery to be found, and Jews were a part of that society and a part of that experience, both in the Caribbean and also in the American South.
So you see all that information that's being brought out? Man, people have been saying it for a long time, but we just didn't have eyes to see it. I mean, one of the clips I played, man, was a talk show. And the guy came out and was saying, hey, man, those people over there, man, they actually funded the slave trade, you know? And next thing you know, what was his, Montel Williams, you know what I'm saying? And he could be a terror, man. I don't know. That guy might be a terror, or he sold out. You know, he dated Kamala Harris. And she's, what, right underneath Joe Biden? Come on, man. But they had a hand in our captivity, man. And you know what the Bible says about that? This is Revelations 13:10. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, so they had our people in captivity, man. All right, they funded it. All right, this is why they got the money they got today, because they supposed to be these trodden down people. They was in this the so-called Holocaust and everything. And you look at where they at today, they got all this money and stuff, and it's like, man, something ain't adding up. They not the people. See, the people are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When you look at all the ghettos, man, you're going to see them. You see reservations. They got natives, gad on reservations, man. You know, I lived in Puerto Rico. You go in certain parts of Puerto Rico, man, and them houses look rough looking. They got ghettos there. We got the hood over there. It's straight up ghetto, man. You know, it's a tropical island and everything, but hey, man, it's rough, man. But, you know, they rather have that than to have Esau up in there. Because when I was there, I seen a lot of Edomites, man. Edomites having nice houses on the beach and everything. You're like, man, this is supposed to be like Puerto Rico, you know, Puerto Ricans and stuff. And you see Edomites everywhere. Because, see, that's the part of of them getting the due of heaven, having all the best places by way of the sword, going in there taking over your stuff like it's theirs. This is how this man ruled. All right. But yes, again, man, Revelations 13:10 says, "He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints." And this is what we're waiting for. So, and they're not waiting on that. They don't even read from the Holy Bible. They got a book called the Talmud, which that's a whole nother thing. They say Jesus, which they call, they say Jesus, which we know him to be Yahushua. But just for the sake of people out there, they say Jesus is upside down in feces and semen, and this is in their book. All right. They also have it in their book to where they push pedophilia. They can mess with little children. That's crazy, man. They also have they can actually kill a person if they're like for example, I'm in my state, which is the Indiana. Let's say I go over into Kentucky and I kill somebody. I won't be held guilty for that, because they'll say, okay, you killed him in another, not where you dwell, but you went over into a whole other state and did it, and they can be justified by that. It's madness, man. When you read the stuff and you do your research and you see the type of stuff that these guys push, and like I said, the music industry, they corrupted that. Back in the day when hip hop really started, like the 70s and the 80s, it was very conscious. And now that they took it over, man, it's like, they push a whole different vibration. We went from Kumo D, Cool in the Gang, and you got your KRS-Ones and all that, to now you got Sexy Red out here. Like, what the heck? and all this other stuff, man. This mumble rap. It's just, man, it's crazy, man. All right. So I got some other precepts I'm going to bring out, just showing you that not only, they're going to go into captivity because, like I said, they have a hand in our in us going down, but also, Yahweh, man, is not dealing with those people, and they know it. That's why they don't even want nothing to do with the Bible. But our people don't see that. All right, this is Exodus, the 17th chapter. And this is the 16th verse, and it says, "For he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek." Remember I told you about Amalek? That's their real name. They're Amalek. Okay, will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay, so he will have war with them. He's at war with them, and he's using the Palestinians to do it. Okay, I got another verse here in the same chapter. All right, we're going to move up to verse 14. All right, this is Exodus 17, verse 14. And it says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in the book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven." Woo! You go to Obadiah 1 and 18, it tells you there will be no more of Esau. He's going to put Esau out, There will be no more Esau, man. He's going to wipe them out completely. They're going to be thrown into a fiery pit. All right, and like I told you, Amalek is the grandson of Esau, so they are Edomites. They're going too, So when it talks about Edomites, you got to understand it's talking about them as well. Okay, I got one more precept on this matter, and then we'll move on to the next. Let's see. All right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 20. It says, "And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable, and he said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever." Okay? Woo-hoo. That's heavy, man. That's heavy. Matter of fact, there is another precept, man. That's Salakia for this, man. Actually, I shouldn't even have to apologize because, man, this needs to be brought out. All right. Let's see. We're going to go to Psalms 83. All right. And because in Psalms 83, which I had brought this out recently in a lesson, but it goes into the nations that had us in I would say in slavery, but actually they came together to take crafty counsel against us so that we'll be no more of a people. Okay, and I didn't go into the names in my last lesson, but we're gonna read it here. Okay, because when you read Psalms 83, start with verse 1 and read on down. It goes into, like it says, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That's in verse 4. They took crafty counsel. That's verse 3. Okay. All right. But we're going to start at verse 6. All right. And it says the tabernacles of Edom. See, that was the first nation name, Okay. It says the Ishmaelites. And then it says of Moab. See, Moab, the Hagarenes. Okay. Gebal and Ammon. And look, and Amalek, the Philistines. All right. It says, and with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assur also joined with them. They have Hopen, the children of Lot, Salah. All right. So you hear Edom and you hear Amalek in there. Okay. So when we tell you about these things, we're not just saying it. We're not just making it up. We're not, freestyling this thing. No, man. The scriptures is on point and telling you these people, man, had a hand in our downfall, man. All right. Okay, this is why they hide behind that anti-Sem word. I'm trying to be careful, but that anti-Sem word, this is why they hide behind that, because they know what they done. They're guilty. They have blood on their hands. They funded the slave trade and they got rich off of it. These are your elite bankers, man, your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers and all that. These people, man, they're Amalek. All right, those people over there in that land. Okay. So I'm gonna bring out here some more precepts, and then I guess I'll probably end it on it. Lord willing, this was edifying too, man. It was that one guy that said something too, man. It was that leader from I think he was the leader of Egypt at the time. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. That was funny. All right, here we go. This was the president of Egypt at the time, and he had a quote. He said, the Jews will never be able to live in Israel in peace. See? And don't the scripture says that once they come back into the land, there'll be peace? So we know that they're not the people. But watch this. He says, because they left here black and came back white. Okay? That's heavy, man. That's heavy. And it's crazy because they got the precept on here that I actually was going to pull up. All right, this is Revelations 2:9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. I named all kinds of things these people are into and the stuff that their books say. These people, man, are the devil, man. They are the devil. They worship the devil. They are not good people, man. I had a story about when they came on my job, man. This one Amalekite came on there, and I'm talking about everybody on the job, like out there in the office part of it, the business part. They came out wearing blazers. They don't even dress like that. They wear blazers. Some of them had their face shaved clean, but meanwhile, this guy come out with a beard like mine on his face, and this Amalekite, and he came in there and he was watching because he was a customer. They got jewelry and everything, man. A lot of them have jewelry shops and stuff. But he came through because we make jewelry cleaning products at my job and gun cleaning products. We make the solutions. We make mix the chemicals, all that stuff to clean that stuff. And hey, it stays in business, man. But he came in there as a customer and he was looking, and they asked him if he could bless if he could bless the company and the products and stuff. And I told them, I said, man, y'all don't want that man blessing and stuff. And they looked at me all crazy because they look at them as like they the people of the Lord. You know, they was all very like starstruck when they seen him. And that's crazy, man. And they don't give a damn about like the other Edomites. They look at y'all like you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? They'll take you out just to get to us, you know? But so they are the synagogue of Satan, man. And like I said, they had a hand in our captivity, man. So they're gonna have to pay for that. All right. I got this one more precept. All right. And this is I'm gonna leave this one right here. This is for you, Amalek, man. Because we know that y'all watch our videos. We know that y'all tune in. Y'all come up against us. Y'all say all kinds of stuff about us. Y'all push a narrative. Y'all have poisoned the minds of our people. Y'all are poisoning the air, the food, the water, our minds with your sorcery and witchcraft, your media, your TV shows, your ways, your wine, all that. But you know what? It's coming to an end. Your kingdom is coming to an end. Your own people don't even like you. Y'all are divided, you know, and our people are coming back together, you know. I'm meeting all kinds of good, diligent brothers in this truth and everything, man, you know. So y'all stuff is coming to an end, all right? So I'm going to leave you with this. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 15. And it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all heathen. So all heathen are going to catch that fade from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right? But this is a message to you. Because, you know, Obadiah really goes into you Amalekites and you Edomites, man. All right? As thou hast done, okay? Y'all had a hand in our captivity, you know. Matter of fact, y'all the ones that funded the slave ships, you know, and got rich off of it, okay? As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, you know. Hey, Revelations, he that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, all right? All right, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. So that your reward is going to come upon your head, man. When Yahweh Hashem Yahushua split your head to the white meat. You're going into captivity, man. And y'all going to have to serve the Israelites, man. And y'all know it. This is why these devils plan to try to come down with great wrath. But, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to lift up a standard. Okay? So with that, all right, I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel, and shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Until the next one, shalom.
The Holocaust was fake, man. That's the real Holocaust. Get them. That's the real Holocaust. That's Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter with the curses, man.
You know that never happened.
You don't fit one. You don't even know the scriptures, man.
Get your glasses, fucking rat.
There you go. It was your people that was doing that. We the ones that was sold to our enemies. Who is our enemy? It's you. You're one of them, man. That's right. You know why? Because you're trying to be us, man. You're trying to impersonate us. We're the real Jews. That's right. We're the ones that walked through the Red Sea, man. Moses is a black man. That's right. Joshua would be considered a Puerto Rican today. So you're our enemy.
Have you heard of Edom in the Bible? Esau?
Yeah.
You know who he is?
We come from Jacob, yeah.
You come from Jacob?
Yeah.
No, you come from Edom, man.
You what?
Look at your red skin, man.
Hey, because we was dealing with prophecies. Now the prophecies of Edom said he was gonna come out red all over and hairy. I guarantee you pull back your thing. Pull back your thing.
He's hairy, man.
Look how hairy you are. I'm black. You fit that prophecy, but look at me. Look at my smooth skin. Look at his. Look at that. Look at that smooth. You fit the prophecies of Esau, and you're red. Look at your nose, man. I'm just stating the facts. Hey, go ahead, bro. Lord got fire and jealousy coming towards your whole nation, man. I'm just telling you what the truth is. Because we're the prophets back here. We understand this book.
That's right.
Nobody else on this planet. The Lord blessed us with the understanding, not
That's
you.
Right.
What? We are the men that have been suffering in the past generation. Jeremiah, Ezekiel,
Moses,
Paul,
disciples.
We're the men. And y'all trying to impersonate us. Y'all trying to take the glory that the Lord bestowed upon us.
Let's come to Israel, right? Let's come to Israel real soon.
Okay. Hey, and by the way, I don't know where the hell you get that from, because that's not scriptural, man. You're not supposed to have your head covered, man.
Right.
You prophesying stuff.
Okay. And we know you gotta go, man. You're a damn. Hey, we're gonna tell you straight, man. You're the fucking devil, man.
Yeah, you're the
devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
Your real nationality, you're an Amalekite.
Yeah,
you're a tribe of the nation of Edom, an Amalekite.
That's who you are. And you go into slavery, man. You go into slavery, man. You are the head tribe of Edom, man. You're going down,
and
man.
Tell your little homie he's a fucking weenie.
Yeah.
He's a weenie. Stand to get him on camera.